So you want to build a new application, but you don't know how. Or maybe you know how, but you're very busy. I tried many coding tools for improving efficiency, and I can say that at the moment, Claude is the best. Today we'll build this application. It's a full stack web app, and it's using React for the client and Node.js for the server. To give some context, Claude Code is the terminal tool released by Anthropic, and is truly powerful for building features and applications. It's available on all operating systems, but I suggest to use Linux. At the moment, we are on Windows, so I'll copy this command, I'll paste it on the PowerShell, and click Enter. It's installing. Since I already have Claude Code on my system, I'll kill the installation process. And if you can't find the Claude command after the installation, then you might have to add a new path to the environment variables. Now we need a prompt. I'll try to explain as much as possible what I want and how I want the model to write the code. So we're going to say write a prompt for Claude Code in order to build an amazing web application that is a personal finance tracker. It's a full stack application. So the client will use React, Tailwind, TypeScript, and the server will use Node.js, Express.js, TypeScript. I added a few details, and now I click on Enter. It looks like we have something. These will be our endpoints. Now the prompt is complete, so I'll copy the response from the beginning. Then I open a new terminal. I navigate to the project folder, and I call Claude. I open a quotation mark, and I paste the command. Then another quotation mark at the end, and I press Enter. It's thinking. Now it's asking permission to create all the folders. Do you want to create a package.json? Yes. This is the TS config. This is the schema of Prisma. Prisma is an ORM, so basically it allows you to write queries from the application. This is our seed. And this is the index.ts. This is the validation.ts, and it contains some configurations for the schemas. We have the jvt.ts. Now, if you need to publish the application and you don't have a deep knowledge about authentication systems, then I suggest to use an external service. These are the middlewares. Here we have the cookie options, the register function, where it basically controls if there is an existing user with the same email, and if there is, it's going to be a 400. Then it's encrypting the password, and in the end it's creating the user on the database. Here we have the access token and the refresh token. Then we're setting the cookies. And this is our login function. Here it's checking if the email is correct. It compares the encrypted password that we have on the DB with the user input. And then it's returning the generated tokens. There is a bulk delete, where we pass a list of IDs. If no ID is provided, then it's a bad request. Then we have Prisma transactions, delete many, passing the list of IDs. We have a delete transaction that is basically the same thing for a single element. There is an update transaction where it's getting the ID of the element from the request params and the data from the body. Then it does a find first on the element. If it doesn't exist, it's a 400. Then it controls if the category ID is correct, and it updates the data. Here I have the create. It runs a find first on the category ID. If there isn't one, then it's a bad request. If the data type is different than the category type, it's still a bad request. And then it goes on and creates a new transaction. Actually, here we could pass the ID only, since we are building REST APIs. And then we have a get transaction, where it basically does a find first. If there is one, then it returns the element. Now we have the get transactions, and all it does is a find many, where it includes ID, name, icon, color, and type. Then there is an order by, and it does the pagination. So I confirm and click on yes. This is categories.ts. There are a bunch of endpoints for categories. Here on the delete service, it's basically moving the transaction associated to another category. Then it removes the budgets, and it deletes the category. This is budgets.ts, and it's basically the same thing. Keep in mind that building a full stack application is going to consume a lot of tokens. And if we go on the usage dashboard of Claude, you can see that there is a limit for all models, and then we have a limit for Sonnet only. So my suggestion is to use Sonnet when the task is not too complex. Now we have the reports. We have an export function for CSV and JSON. It basically fetches the data and it does the formatting. In the meantime, I'm skipping some files because some are very similar to each other. This is the index.ts, that is basically the entry point of our application. It's the same thing as the program file in .NET. Here we register all the routes, and then we finally start to listen. This is the package.json for the frontend. It's going to use byte, rechards, router, Axios, and then we have all the types. Here we have the index CSS, where it's going to create all the main classes. This is API TS, where it's going to call the APIs. Some authentication services, transaction services, and categories. By the way, if you're building and there is some code that you don't understand, you can always ask Claude to explain the process. Here we have some more services. These are custom hooks. They are used mainly to trigger functions based on the lifecycle of React components. Actually, here, adding on success to a custom hook is not the best practice anymore. So alright, please refactor the hooks following React query v5 and then continue the task. I made a typo, but it should understand still. And it didn't understand, so I'll write do not use on success within custom hooks. It's not the best practice. in React query v5. Okay, better. Here we have formatting and utils. And this is our first component, input component. This is the card component and the progress bar. And while Claude is working, you can still do other stuff in the meantime. You can fix a bug, work on a feature. That's why I think it's really improving my efficiency. This is the sidebar, where there are all the sections, and the header, and the spending chart. Here it's using the recharts library to define the area, the gradient, the axis, and the content. And by the way, if you need me to go deeper into the technicalities of the application, just let me know in the comments. Now the task is complete, and we can test the application. I'll navigate to the folder, and I'll type npm run install all. This is going to add all the packages, and then npm run db setup. We're having an error, but it looks like the setup went on. So we try to run the application, and we'll see later. npm run dev. It looks like the client is running on port 5173. So let's try to open the page. We are redirected to the login page. I'm going to create a new account. And this is our new app. Pretty cool, I like it. Now we click on the transactions. We don't have any, so I'll create one. I'll choose income, 2000. And there is a bug. We can't see the elements of the select component. Here we could either debug this by ourselves, but let's see how Claude handles this kind of situations. I'll open a new conversation and explain the issue. Now he's trying to add a new Tailwind class to the element, but it doesn't solve the issue. I was checking the network tab, and I saw that we are not getting any data from the API. So that's the reason why we have no options on the select component. Okay, so he found the issue. Probably it was the seed error that we saw earlier. Let's try this again. Cool. Now the selection is populated. And we can go further and create a new transaction. And it worked. Now we can check the categories. We have both the income and the expense categories. I'll try to add a new one. Nice. I found another bug updating the budget. But overall, these are small issues. I like the components. The APIs are mostly correct. And we have a very cool animation on the homepage. I'm happy with this result, and I hope you liked the video. My name is Riccardo, and if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel.